In June 1978, on a dirt road in rural Kentucky, a family stopped their station wagon to the side of the road. They knew that 100 feet off of this road there was a small waterfall, and they intended to go look at it. Mom, Dad, grandparents, sister, and 2 brothers all got out of the car on the side of the road. However, 4-year-old Jimmy refused to wear shoes, and instead of fighting with him, Mom instructed 7-year-old Billy to stay here by the car and watch Jimmy while we go down to the waterfall, and we will be back for you. At this point, I will remind you that this waterfall is only 100 feet from the car. They walk down a small path to the waterfall. As time goes on, Billy gets restless. He can no longer stand the anxiety and the fear of missing out. So he tells his little brother to sit down and stay, and he runs to the waterfall with the rest of his family. As soon as Mom sees Billy come through the bush, she immediately starts yelling at him. "Why did you leave your little brother? Where is he?" And she heads back up the trail to go retrieve him. But when she arrives, Jimmy's not there. She immediately starts screaming for the rest of the family to come and help find him. He must be in the car. Under the car. Maybe he stepped into the woods to relieve himself. But he can't be far. We were only 100 feet away. They immediately pan out and start calling Jimmy's name. To no avail. He never answers back. Almost immediately panic sets in. Where can he possibly have gone? Most of the family stayed behind on that dirt road and continued looking while Dad jumped in the driver's seat of the station wagon and headed for town to get the police. The police showed up in large numbers and immediately roped off a large search area and started searching foot by foot in a grid formation. Nothing was found. No prints, no clothes, no blood, nothing. So they started bringing in experts that day. First of all, the detective would say that there was no possible way that he was abducted by humans in a car, because again, the family was only 100 feet away, and no cars had been down the road in the moments that they were gone looking at the waterfall. They would bring in a bear expert. He conducted his investigation and decided that it was not a bear, because there were no tracks, no scat, no screams, no blood, and no drag marks. If the bear had grabbed Jimmy and drug him across the road, they would have seen the marks in the dirt. A cougar expert was called. Same findings. No scat, no tracks, no blood, no screams, and no drag marks. They would go as far as to say that a large eagle could have picked up Jimmy and carried him away. The problem with that theory is that there were no large birds in the area that they knew of, and they were under a canopy of trees. Again, there was no blood and no screams. At this point, a hound dog was brought in and given one of Jimmy's shoes. The dog immediately picked up a scent and trotted directly down the middle of the dirt road in the direction that the car was heading. In front of the dog, there was a fork in the road. The dog would stop exactly in the middle of the fork, indicate in front of him, and sit down. The scent didn't go to the right, nor to the left, nor in front of him. It stopped right there in the middle of the road. At this point, we have to turn the story to speculation, because these are all the facts that we have. So let's talk about what it wasn't that took little Jimmy. Well, it wasn't a bear. It also wasn't a mountain lion. And it certainly wasn't an abnormally large bird. It also wasn't human. At least, not in a car. So I'll propose you 2 theories that are my own. A Bigfoot who had already been stalking the family down the road in their car saw them abandon the youngest member of their family, picked him up, stifled his mouth, and ran down the center of the dirt road. Second theory. Feral humans, for reasons of nurturing or cannibalism, saw this young person, picked him up, stifled his mouth, and ran down the center of the dirt road. At this point, we have to ask ourselves why the scent dropped right here in the middle of this road. I theorize that whatever had Jimmy in his clutch jumped from that spot in the middle of the fork into the woods ahead of it, therefore dropping the scent. So which one was it? Well, again, I'll give you my theory. I think it's very possible that there are such a thing as feral humans and that they were possibly involved in this situation. The reason that I'm leaning towards it being a Bigfoot is this. Is a feral human stronger and more agile than modern humans? Sure. They navigate the woods and hills. They are probably bigger, stronger, and faster than us. But Bigfoot would have the ability to make that jump, let's speculate 20 feet, to make the dog lose scent of Jimmy. Sometimes I wonder where he is right now. Did he become someone's dinner? Or is he living with a clan of Bigfoot who has taken him in as their own? Perhaps with a family of feral humans in the cave systems of Kentucky, with just a faint memory of his previous life. Either way, chances are we'll just have to live with the mystery. Jimmy would never be seen again.